Boom! It is, you know what it is. It's time to represent where I was born, and it's Chicago. Okay, so this time, I'm actually going to talk about. This is not my Twitter handle. This is my old one. I didn't even know I had with the right name. So let's go ahead and go to mine. I'd like y'all to follow me on Twitter because I don't have a lot of followers. I'm under the impression, or people are under the impression that know me on the social media networks that I have a lot of followers. It's pretty funny. But I don't. I just reply to good content, and I hope that I put out good content. I'm not trying to be a crypto YouTuber. I just think it's important for some people to actually talk about their path because this is such a big moment in history. I really believe that. Now, the title of this video is going to be the reason for, well, the three reasons, but really the reason for the recent hike in price per Bitcoin for Bitcoin. It's just been insane. We look over the last month, and you could have got it at 6K and doubled your money in less than a month. In less than a month. Okay, worst case scenario, like if you bought exactly a month ago, I hate it when Coinbase does this. Literally, we'll have to drag this across real quick and put it back. And right here. So if you guys bought it, anyway, you get the idea. It's basically would have been at 7, and now it's at 11. And I will tell you where it's going. On the other video, I kind of explained where it's going in the short. And that was the 13 that's in the short. I think by the end of the year, we'll easily hit 15. I wouldn't be surprised if it doubled. And this is the reason why. So this is the reason why we have the Bitcoin pump right now. The three different reasons. I'm going to go ahead and explain those to you. So, one, you can only buy cryptocurrencies with number one, Bitcoin. Okay, you have to have Bitcoin to go into these exchanges to buy other cryptocurrencies. So let me show you what I mean by that. And this is coinmarketcap.com. You guys should already, if you're looking to trade or looking to buy other cryptocurrencies that are booming. I mean, this isn't even a good day. This is a slow day, and Augur's up 32%. 32% of your money in one day. And, if you had a Bitcoin worth of Augur, you would have made a truckload of money. Would have made a lot more than 32%. You would have made 32% on $38, or whatever it was before that. BitShares is continuing to rise. This is basically like our, NASDAQ report or whatever you want to call it. It shows all the different cryptocurrencies. And, if you want, you can click on them. Like, this is one of my favorite, and it's up 20%. We knew it was rolling on the floor at $5, and it's up 20%. It's still rolling on the floor. This is such a great company. It's actually, literally, I got in right here. I didn't even know what it was. The chart looked, so the 7-day chart looked just like a straight line, like diagonal. That's what happens when it's a new coin. Like, let me go ahead and tell you. And I know this is a little bit of a tangent, but recently added, okay? So if it was recently added, most of the time, the 24-hour chart or the 7-day chart will have just an angle. They've switched it up a little bit, but I got into there, and these are just some different things that you can do. I mean, 24 hours, this is why people are buying though crypto with crypto, because in 24 hours, if you 24 hours ago went ahead and bought X jocks. A lot of these are just bullcrap companies. 90% of them will not work. Just know it. The market is being manipulated from a ton of these. 25 million into hemp coin. Wow. Business is booming for the... Wow. Business is booming for everything. I mean, look at these, dude. These are the recent ones. Let's see what you can make in an hour sometimes. These are usually pump and dump scams, but we got, a lot of masternode coins. It looks like those are always good to make money on. One of these days I'll do a trade with you guys real live, but this is where you go to just see the biggest ones that are trading. Now in a 7-day you'll see some crazy numbers most of the time. Gold blocks, still up at the top with 476,000. I do not know what Ethereum Lite is. It's a new coin. Hemp coin's up 388%. Wow. Let's go ahead and look at their comp, which is POT, POC1. And metal is also another cryptocurrency. They're up 15%. They have just boomed, and I literally had the chance to buy them here. So there's a lot of regrets. It's okay. You move on. You don't chase coins down. Okay, that's one thing you don't do unless you know what you're doing, why you're chasing them down. All right. So anyway, the number one reason that Bitcoin is booming is because the only way to buy other crypto is through Bitcoin. Case in point, if we go back here and we want to buy, say, let's see here, let's just say Zcoin. Okay, now this one will probably have more than one way to buy it, but most of the time it's going to be Bitcoin. These other coins besides Litecoin are ones that you have to buy Bitcoin with to trade in that pair, if that makes sense. So you have to buy Bitcoin to buy these other coins if you're going to trade in that pair. All right, let's go back here and let's go to one that I know is only using either Bitcoin or Litecoin. I guess that one was one, and that's a good example. Now, something like Chainlink will be using Ethereum, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Tether. It looks like just Ethereum, Bitcoin, Tether. Some of them, I will show you a coin, is using Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Doge. And so the only way to buy, Doge and Litecoin. So let's go ahead and check this out. So there were Bitcoin, Litecoin. I guess there is no Doge. What I'm trying to say is that most of these are only, in crypto in general, are only being used by Bitcoin. You can only usually use Bitcoin to buy it. This, you'd have to get Bitcoin. You could do it with Ether, but you're not going to make a lot of money. And everybody's all about that Bitcoin right now. Anyway, so, but these, returns in one day, I mean, this is what we always laugh about. Go ahead and buy a government bond. That's cool. Have fun with that. Buy, some precious metals. I don't know, but this is where the money's at. People are racking in, 8 figures, 9 figures, and that's no joke. So moving on to the second thing. So besides having to buy Bitcoin, or having to buy Bitcoin to invest in other crypto, the second reason for the latest pump is this. CME to launch Bitcoin futures in 3 weeks after green light from regulators. It was going to be the first of the year, and they fast-tracked it to December 18th. If you guys do not know what they are doing in Chicago and what CME is, basically they sell futures stocks, right? So how futures work is usually for coffee, sugar, wine, gold, crude oil, things like this. So now this is in that category. I can kind of show you what others are in that category. So if we're looking at futures, agriculture, energy, currencies, like it's everything. And what they want to do, say that, Starbucks is having a huge season. They've done all the data analytics and they need more coffee, right? This is just an example. They will call up their broker. They will have their broker lock in a price. And so that so that they're going to be able to get that price for sure at that period in time, whether it's 6 months or a year away. Also, It can happen on the other end. If there is a bad crop season with coffee, then the farmer will want to call their broker to lock in a price that will cover all the charges. So the market can move, the market can be very volatile. And these 1%, this is huge to big money. If you're making, 1%, I mean, that's like a huge score, right? And that's why this is good for Bitcoin, because it's being regulated. 2 years ago when I was holding Bitcoin, everybody thought I was a criminal. I said Bitcoin's only for criminals, and that's just the way that everybody thought. I got it. I get why they think that, the dark web, everything else, but I saw a bigger opportunity in it and I started to invest. So the third reason for the Bitcoin pump is the reason why Bitcoin's always been pumping. It's just becoming more known to everybody. And for this, we will go back to, let's just bring up a new one, to Coin Market Cap, which is now not on my thing. So Coin Market Cap. For all you noobs, this is where you go to look up the prices. Blockchain technology is the newest and best thing that's going to happen to the world. Like I said before, 90% of these companies are going to go to trash, but other ones are not, like this one, this one, this one, this one. These are very, very good companies that have just implemented blockchain. I mean, you want real estate? Let's go ahead and look up Atlant. This is a company that's putting real estate on the blockchain. Up 14% today. What a surprise. You want medical records. There's a couple people doing this, but I think a Patientory right off the back. Up 4%. The only way to buy these companies or buy, Patientory is with Bitcoin or Ethereum. Okay, if that makes sense. So that's the second reason for the pump, or that's the third reason, I guess, for the pump. So the first reason is, you can only buy crypto. You can only get into crypto if you're buying crypto. You can't like send US dollars and be like, hey, I want to buy Neo, right? You have to buy crypto with crypto. If that makes sense to all of you guys. So people keep on buying a ton of this so they can, invest in great companies like IOTA, like Monero, like EOS, which is the best company, I think. Stellar Lumens, great company. Ripple, one of my favorite, just because of how they're pimping out the banks. There's really not a company on here that's not my favorite. This guy's been crushing it this week, and I got some of those. I have a lot of everything actually. It's just not enough, So those are the three reasons. Let's go through it again, guys. You can only buy Bitcoin, or you can only buy crypto with crypto. You can only, crypto is now being sold as a legit futures contract, which is huge, which means big money is here. They ain't going nowhere, just like gold. And you can buy those future contracts now in Chicago. Hence the hat. Born there. Not raised there. Born there. But I still am keeping it nostalgic. You all know what I mean. So, the third reason is the blockchain tech in itself. These companies are so great. They're so good that, really the question is, why wouldn't you want to be involved with a company like Metal? Why wouldn't you want to be involved with Civic? Why wouldn't you want to be involved with Potcoin that is now? Jeez, I don't even like to look at these numbers because I saw them at the floor and didn't buy it. But, why wouldn't you want to be with these companies? This is cutting edge technology. There's something for everyone, like I said, if you're into, whether it's currency, uh, you know, let's just look at basic attention token, for example. Basic attention is a company where, introducing, I mean, let's just hit the video and you guys will know what I'm talking about. Okay. Hopefully it's not too long and hopefully I'm not boring the heck out of everybody.
I'm Brendan Ike. I created JavaScript at Netscape, then founded the Mozilla project and Firefox. I'm now doing Brave as a new browser and a new system for properly valuing user attention. Brave Software is introducing an innovative solution, blockchain-based digital advertising. Online advertising was once simpler. It consisted of advertisers, publishers, and users. Digital advertising has evolved into an opaque and inefficient marketplace. Publishers, advertisers, and users are all being harmed by this system. It's hard to believe, but we're paying to be bothered by ads. Our mobile phone bill is going toward all the bandwidth spent on ads and trackers, up to $23 a month, according to New York Times. Popular media sites we've seen have as many as 70 trackers calling out using
Y'all get the point. So let's go ahead and
trackers, but also have a ledger system. Brave is implementing this in stages. Our first stage is already in the Brave browser, which blocks ads and trackers, but also have a ledger system for rewarding sites based on user attention. The second phase is where we try to move toward decentralized ad exchange, and that must involve a new kind of currency for user attention, and that's the basic attention token. The token is derived from, and therefore denominates, user attention. Attention is really just focused mental engagement on an advertisement, on great content, on whatever the user is looking at. The browser can anonymously and privately monitor your attention as you view pages in tabs, and it can do this in a way that is highly accurate and highly private. We think this is essential to avoiding fraud and malvertising problems in the current ecosystem. Publishers will receive tokens when ads are viewed. Users also get a share for their attention if they choose to receive ads. From that share, they can then donate back to publishers they wish to support.
That's all I need to look at. That's all you guys need to look at. So there's companies like this. This guy invented Java. He made the Mozilla Firefox thing. And now he's got Brave, which is a new browser, just like Firefox. But with the content on there, you can choose who you want to pay. So you're watching ads. You're watching things as you're going through your social media or whatever it may be. If you like that content, you can actually give money to the correct people. So it's eliminating a lot of the middlemen. That's what a lot of these companies do. And it can't be manipulated with a blockchain added to it. None of the prices, everything is fair. None of the prices gets manipulated to it. Another company, let's look really quick at Factum. This is backed by the United States. And so this is how serious this thing is. These guys are, really creating, different files and things like that. If you want to, let's say, a practical blockchain solution for those seeking a collaborative platform to preserve, ensure, and validate digital assets. It's not only that, they're also working on a way to, get your medical records secure through the blockchain, your identification. It's eliminating fraud. It's eliminating middlemen. It's eliminating so many people that do not need their hands and that are, really taking what they don't deserve. And so it's a huge threat to a lot of companies, but at the same time, it's a huge advantage to people that have been being hurt by this for so many years. Like you said on Brave, $23 of your freaking phone bill goes towards just the advertising, aspect of that. And so, with that being said, I really, can't explain blockchain enough in this little section, but the technology is here. Everybody is going to have to submit to it. If they are not, nobody's going to trust you. Why would you trust a company that can be hacked easily because they're not on the blockchain versus a company that cannot be hacked because they are decentralized. And that's what Bitcoin proved with their transaction payments. Even though this is a fossil, this is not the best coin out there. It is the grandfather, and it proved that this whole thing works. And Bitcoin has never been hacked, and it never will. It doesn't mean that wallets haven't been hacked. It doesn't mean that people have not fished out passwords and things like that. It just means that the chain has never had double spending behavior and things like that, and that's something that you learn. Like I said, if you're going to invest into Bitcoin, at least read the 12-page white paper by Satoshi Nakamoto. And on that point, I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys to it, and I'll see you on the next one. This is the Wolf Crypto signing out. Deuce.